Hello, this is Archer, and this is the final section of flight lesson number 1 of my FRB tutorial. In this section, we will be covering how to bring the aircraft in for entry into the traffic pattern, and then how to land it after that. This is probably the most complicated thing you're going to have to do just starting out in FRB, aside from the actual dogfighting. So we're going to take a little second here to talk about how we set this up. Alright, now if you saw the map there, you'll see that I'm currently flying towards the airfield, pretty much at a right angle of it. What I'm going to do is overfly the airfield to check for any other aircraft that might be in the pattern, and then I'll turn on to an entry into the downwind section of the traffic pattern. So we're going to just fly right over the top of it. And as I come in here, I'm going to go ahead and try to get myself situated, slowed down a little bit, and at about the right altitude. I like to cross over the airfield a couple hundred meters higher than the actual traffic pattern height, just to make sure that if there's anything down there, you're going to be clear of it. I'm going to overfly the field and extend about 1.5 kilometers past it, so that when we turn here, we'll finish our turn about 0.5 kilometer away from it where we want to enter the downwind. So once we've gotten past it, we'll go ahead and start our turn onto the entry. Just make a nice tight right-handed turn here. We're going to slow down and drop altitude down to about traffic pattern altitude in the turn. Alright, so now we're established on our entry, about a 45-degree angle or so to the runway, maybe a little bit shallower, and we're going to keep the turn going until we line up about 0.5 kilometer away from it at our traffic pattern altitude, and now we're on downwind parallel to the runway. Since we're already at the middle of the field, which is where we want to enter at, we go ahead and drop the landing gear, and we're keeping an eye on the runway, and as we come across the end of the runway, we're going to start our descent, go ahead and lower our first notch of flaps. We're going to keep an eye on the runway, and I shouldn't be doing this. I'm starting a gradual turn instead of just waiting and turning more sharply like I should, but you're going to turn onto base here. You want to do this so you've got about a 1/2 mile long base and a 1/2 mile long final, or sorry, 0.5 kilometer long of each of them. And we're continuing to slow the aircraft down. As we roll it on base, we'll drop the second notch of flaps. Looking down the airstrip all the time, and we want to start our turn to final such that as we finish the turn, we'll be rolling out wings level right on the center line. And so that's what we're going to do here. We want about 100 meters or so left to go till touchdown as we roll out on final. Continuing to slow down, you want our final approach speed to be about 1.3 times your stalling speed. So that puts you around 170 or so, and the 109 is a little bit faster, but I prefer to have a little bit of extra airspeed as a safety margin. As you come over the threshold, you're going to reduce the last bit of throttle. You're going to kind of level the aircraft off right above the runway, and you're going to hold it off for a second or two. The aircraft will settle on its own. And then you just allow the aircraft to roll out. As you slow down, start to increase back pressure to hold the tail wheel down, and you can start to get on the brakes to bring the aircraft to a stop more quickly. Alright, that's about it for the landing. If you have any questions about anything in the flight lesson, please feel free to leave it in the forum thread where this is posted, or on the video if you found this video somewhere else. I'll try to make sure I get back to you on that, and hopefully you've learned a little bit about flying an FRB. Hope to see you guys in the skies soon.